But why do they hate white guys?
Theo Von is such a, like, he has such a good way of like taking something that is like completely unacceptable and just like saying it in a way where like it is so not antagonistic and so coming from a place of ignorance. Like if I heard anyone else say that, I'd be like, what are you saying right now? Sky News uploaded a balance report and Amsterdam hooligans took it down, re-uploaded an edited version more sympathetic to Israeli hooligans, saying the previous one didn't meet journalistic standards, then deleted the new version, uploaded a third edit, still no explanation of what journalistic standard was violated. That's incredible. Dude, what are we doing? What are we doing? Are we trying to make every single person in the Western world be like, oh my God, like there is this incredible level of control? Is that what's going on? Like, do you want people to become anti-Semitic? Are you actively trying to get people to believe what Nazis say all the goddamn time? It is very, very frustrating. I hate this. Like, this is just simple manufactured consent. That's what it is. But most people don't track it as such because most people don't apply materialist analysis to things. They have an idealistic understanding of the world. So when people have good, bad dynamics and an idealistic association with what's going on, they look at this and they think, okay, well, you're presenting this as like sectarian differences, a religious conflict. Then yeah, I'm going to think that like Jewish people are responsible for it. That is not the case. Manufacturing consent and obviously pumping a load of propaganda at the behest of a foreign ally against a ethnic minority that is usually portrayed as the violent, vicious, barbaric hordes invading the nation state is actually so perfectly in line with the agendas of all of these mainstream outlets. But when you bear it like this, when you lay it out like this, on the one hand, you're obviously successfully antagonizing against Muslims and immigrants as a whole, right? Which is usually the purpose of this kind of coverage. But also on the other hand, for a lot of people, you're making it seem like, you know, this is Jewish people that are controlling the media. And when there's so much unexamined anti-Semitic attitudes that people already have that they just never check, and then they see this, you're just pushing them further into the throes of fascism. And I despise it. And I find it abhorrent. I find it morally repugnant because you're up on both sides of the equation, because not only are you radicalizing people against Muslims, but you're also radicalizing people against Jews as well at a time when both Islamophobia and anti-Semitism is skyrocketing, okay? I hate this so much. We are going down a very scary path, okay? We are going down a very scary path. It is tremendously, tremendously bad. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it one bit. Here, I'm going to give you a great example of like how normal people who aren't inherently and automatically anti-Semitic find themselves in the throes of anti-Semitic tendencies as a consequence of like this. Okay? Here, this is Theo Von. Theo Von is not necessarily like a bad dude. I don't think he's like an ideological Nazi. Look how this normal conversation between Theo Von, one of the top podcasters, okay, versus Joe Rogan, the top podcaster, plays out.
True.
Yeah.
It's not true.
Well, why? I don't understand why left-leaning media, which is mostly Jewish, are calling people white supremacists, dude.
Jewish. Did you just say that?
Yeah, I just don't understand.
Left-wing media is mostly Jewish?
I mean, according to my Jewish friends, it is, you know? But why do they hate white guys?
It's just woke thing.
That is just normal combos now, okay? And for the record, if you've ever talked to a normal human being outside of like one of these big cities, one of these major cities that I live in, that you live in, yeah, that is like low key what the people say all the time, okay? This is a thing that people think, okay? Every time Israel does some okay, and says we're doing this for Judaism, and then, you know, they say if you criticize it, you are anti-Jewish, and then the media pumps this propaganda directly to every marketplace for every older person that goes, oh my God, the anti-Semitism is out of control, you have like 11 people who go, well, goddamn, I think Jews do control the media. What's going on? Okay, I don't understand it. Even if they agree, even if they're like, yeah, it seems like anti-Semitism is out of control, but also we're always talking about these dang Jews. You know, that's what happens. That's what happens. How do you expect a guy in Arkansas to look at the situation and constantly see this shit and be like, and not lean into the pre-existing underlying anti-Semitic tendencies that they might have? I feel like I'm going crazy. Equating the far left with Judaism, where have we heard that one before? Yeah, I know. A classic. And I can't begin to explain to you. Like how, like, people will get mad at me for saying this. Okay, people will get mad at me for saying this, but like Theo Vaughn, I don't think is like a well-read neo-Nazi hiding his ideological framework, right? Like, I don't think this conversation between Joe Rogan and Theo Vaughn is like two Nazis who are like, ooh, like, let's be sinister and sneaky. Like, it's just a dumb dude, one, trying to be funny. Like, he's not hiding his power level. You know what I mean? That is just straightforward. He's like, yeah, I think these Jews in the media hate white people. Like, that's straight up what he thinks. It's coworker talk, yes, but I don't expect coworker conversations to be like, well, you know, we should rise up against our masters type shit, okay? But you don't want your coworker conversations to also, you don't want your coworker conversations to be like, man, these Jews sure hate white men, right? What the is that about? Like, that is literally just complete normalized neo-Nazi sentiment. Why is it anti-Semitic that Jews own Western media? They actually do. We see examples of misdirection and misinformation towards real facts concerning Jews all the time. No, dude. No. It is anti-Semitic to say Jews own Western media, because they don't, okay? It's WASPs that still very much own Western media. It's WASPs, they still love Israel, and they will also cynically say certain things are anti-Semitic if they're anti-Israel, but it doesn't change that reality. It doesn't change that dynamic. Their goal, for the record, and by the way, that chatter is literally proving my point, okay? Their goal in the media, in mainstream media, in the Western world, is to prop up America's allies, okay? Is to go along with America's foreign policy. The cynical weaponization of anti-Semitism, okay, against all things Israel related is no different than openly going along with Colin Powell claiming that there is, weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. Okay, that's it. And now do it with Hollywood. It's the same principle for Hollywood too. This is what a lot of people refuse to comprehend. Okay, if Jews controlled the media, or if Jews controlled Hollywood, then they wouldn't be screaming about anti-Zionist Jews on a daily basis, okay? Jonathan Glazer, who is the son of Holocaust survivors, made a movie about the normal existence of Nazis right next to Auschwitz, okay? It was fantastic. It was gruesome, but it was incredible. It was an incredible movie about how people can just refuse to reckon with the violence that they're subjecting others to during it's not just the banality of evil, but it's more so just like how people turn a blind eye to horrifying atrocities, right? The name of the movie was Zone of Interest. Jonathan Glazer got an Oscar for this movie. And in the process of getting an Oscar for this movie, he stood up there on stage and said, I do not, as someone who is a descendant, of Holocaust survivors, I cannot stand by and see and allow my Judaism to be weaponized in defense of Israel doing a genocide. That's what he said. Everybody clamped on him, okay? Not only are Jews not of one mind, okay, no matter how hard Zionists try to tell you this, which is really fucking annoying, okay? That's not a thing. I mean, the oldest joke is, what is it? Like 2 Jews, 3 different opinions? Isn't that what the meme is? Okay, the entire principle behind the analysis of the Talmud is debate. Okay, there is no There is no thing. There's no single unifying attitude in any marginalized community, let alone Jewish people. Okay, it's very stupid. But not only that, but also, if there was some sort of monolithic defense of Israel, or some sort of like extra control that Jewish people had over the media or Hollywood, you wouldn't have anti-Zionist Jews getting arrested left and right. You wouldn't have anti-Zionist Jews getting called anti-Semitic and smeared left and right, okay? That's not how this works, which is why I have consistently maintained the position that if every single American Jew turned into an anti-Zionist tomorrow, America would still support Israel. Why do you repeat this so often? Because it's important to recognize, because it's the truth, and because I'm worried, I'm fearful. The more this kind of stuff happens, the more people find themselves in the throes of anti-Semitic opinions. I don't want that. There are always new people coming in and out, and I need people to understand, because anti-Semitism, at least historically, has been the canary in the coal mine of fascism. Okay, which is why I am extra careful and extra critical of institutions like the ADL cynically weaponizing something so severe in defense of an apartheid state committing a genocide. I also repeat this kind of stuff so that you can repeat it to your friends, because I know that this exact conversation, or many different variants of this exact same conversation, is probably happening with your coworkers on a regular basis. So my job is to give you the tools, to equip you with the tools to adequately defeat these kinds of arguments with your friends, with your coworkers, make and articulate these positions, okay, so that you can ensure that they do not go down this devastating, terrifying anti-Semitic pipeline. I had to have this convo with my dad, who has never met a Jewish person his entire life. Your talking points directly helped me explain it to him. Yes. Yeah, it's really funny for me that like Trump supporters who are anti-Semitic themselves and even like anti-Israel will be like, oh, he's just going to be different, I think, on Israel. Like, I promise. It's like, dog, he got $100 million from Miriam Adelson. Are you? You're so stupid. You're the dumbest of all time, okay? I mean, we already knew that, though, because you are anti-Semitic. So I take your takes all the time. It literally makes the people around me happy. Good.
Media, which is mostly Jewish, are calling people white supremacists, dude.
Did you just say that?
Yeah, I just don't understand.
Left-wing media is mosely Jewish?
I mean, according to my Jewish friends, it is, you know? But why do they hate white guys?
Theo Von is he has such a good way of like taking something that is like completely unacceptable and just like saying it in a way where it is so not antagonistic and so coming from a place of ignorance, and so casually that like it almost comes across as like if I heard anyone else say this shit, I'd be like, what, bro? Are you a Nazi? What do you mean? Jews control the media and they hate white people? Like, Jews are white, dog. What the what are you saying right now? Especially in America. It's not like you're in Israel. Like, you probably have never even met, like, I mean, unless you're in Los Angeles, like, you probably have only, if you've ever met a Jewish person, they are Ashkenazi, okay? What the like, I thought he was saying the media hates white people. Yeah, he's saying the media hates white people, and the media is run by leftist media is run by Jews who hate white people. That's what he's saying, which is like doubly psychotic. It's doubly Nazi. Can you explain what a WASP is? WASPs are white Anglo-Saxon Protestants.
It's just woke things, man. It's just virtue woke bullshit. It's like
I just don't understand it.
Well, because true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's good that Theo Von is saying anti-Semitic shit with Joe Rogan, just not pushing back at all. Yeah, see, people are like, it's the anti-Semitic shit in the room with us. Like, this is straightforward, okay? And I'm saying this as someone who likes Theo Von. I think Theo Von's like, you know, he has his moments. Like that right there is 100%, like, that's a massive W for the neo-Nazi movement in the United States of America, okay? When you got a guy like Theo Von who now, like, is repeating those talking points on Joe Rogan in a way where he's not even like he's not even aware of what he's saying. So he just says it so casually in almost like a disarming way. There is no greater moment for anti-Semitic people than this, okay? It's the casual ways in which you can just openly demonstrate anti-Semitic sentiment like that, okay? That is when you get your coworkers to also tap in on this type of shit. You cannot normalize this stuff. This is not good. Oh my God.